include everybody. Inclusivity. Don't marginalize any group. Well, and it is not as if this is something that's so difficult. It's something that the person who's sitting there volunteered. Volunteered. He knew that there's no way the presidential candidate and the chairmanship will come from the same area. That was why he said, if it comes to my place, I will resign. Knowing fully well that it has not been the practice of the party to have these two major positions come from the same zone. When people talk about Obasanjo and this, we don't laugh at them. They forget that Yaradua was the presidential candidate. And Obasanjo was a certain president who was leaving. Okay, assuming it happened there, assuming. It was not against the constitution of our party. You know, you see people come up to say, okay, take for example, when Buhari was campaigning, he said this, he said that. If Nigerians vote for us, we will do this. Now, Buhari now came to office. Why would people in Buhari government now say, after all, was not the same people who were doing, for example? What was I doing? Why did Nigerians vote for you? Because you say you are going to change those things that we are doing. Right. So nothing has materialized. Nothing. Just
no improvement.
Nothing. They are just playing games. And you play games, you are not the only one who can play games.
And you can play that game.
You play game, I play game with you. You are serious, I'm serious with you.
Yeah, but what concerns do you have that going into, because there's a build-up to the election right now.
Yes.
Facing election in a divided house, how concerned are you that this could lead to your party not winning the election?
There's no divided house.
Right.
Just that people don't want to do the right thing. Who don't want to do the right thing? Have I not left PDP? I mean, have I left PDP? I'm not left PDP. I'm not. I said I'm still in PDP, but do the right thing. Let me know that we are not being marginalized. That's what we're saying.
But are you worried that the campaigns have started and you are not part of this? You are not represented in the presidential campaign council?
Does the vote come from presidential campaign council?
So you're still campaigning for the candidates?
I'm campaigning for PDP Rivers.
But not for the candidate of the
Is he the only person? I don't know other candidates.
No, the question is direct.
I say we are campaigning for PDP.
Okay, and that includes your presidential candidate.
Is he not in PDP?
All right, so just to be clear.
Is he not in PDP? Why would you single him out? Why not talk of that? Don't have a good candidate? Should he not win election? Don't have another assembly? So if he win president, you lose all. Is he good?
All right, talking about
the campaign. You should praise us that we are campaigning for PDP.
Talking about the campaigns, Your Excellency, you recently signed the Executive Order 21. And a lot of people are saying that by that singular executive act, you have poisoned the political campaign atmosphere in Rivers, in the sense that by the words of that executive order, it will be practically impossible for opposition parties to campaign in Port Harcourt. Was that the intention? And if that is the intention, what necessitated that kind of...
It's most unfortunate. And again, I've told Nigerians, have you read it? What did you understand? You see, in this country, because something was not done yesterday, does not mean that it cannot be done today. Or it cannot be done today, does not mean it will be done tomorrow. What is the executive order talking about? Public schools. You go to campaign in public schools, you destroy our infrastructure, you dirty the environment, you go, government to go and replace it. If you want to use the civil center, you apply to government, you pay money, you go to stadium, you apply, government says deposit somebody, and government now says, listen, from what has happened last time, 2019, we suffered so much. We cannot allow that again. If you want to use our public schools, deposit security money, so that if you destroy infrastructure or you dirty the environment, government will use that money to replace them and clean up the environment. And you are coming to say it's a way.
This law applies for everybody.
Every party.
Including your party.
Why is there any law different for any person? Yesterday our party met, and I have told them that look, I will use them as an example. You have to write to the Commission of Education, pay the money, show you have paid. The money must go into the coffers of government and show your bank teller. And the Commission of Education does not do that, he is sacked immediately. Look, we must be serious in governance. What have I got to do with because you are the opposition party? Now you tell me, you go to schools and you break the classes, you have your talks, so the schools are in section now, then we don't know. You go to school and it affects the learning process. And we are trying to regulate all this. Sometimes they go, some people collect money at the bank, principals were not aware. No, things must be regulated. And we have said any principal or headmaster or headmistress that allows this, that person will be dismissed. The chairman of local government are given the authority to stop any rally without approval.
So for those who say that this negates Section 91 of the Electoral Act, Section 40 of the Constitution, and essentially saying that it's a public infrastructure anyway, and they're not using classrooms, they'll use the field. I've not seen any campaign anyway that holds in classrooms.
So when you see, when people come for campaign here, you come here, who told you people don't go to those areas? Who told you that? Hoodlums. It's not as a result of the campaign that you had a hoodlums that destroyed our property. Who will pay for it? What does Section 91 of the Electoral Act? We are not saying you cannot use the place. We are saying in using our property, you have to security deposit. How does it negate? INEC are written to us, the schools they want for election. And we have approved it. Why would INEC write to us? Because INEC knows they don't have the schools. But they have written to us, and we have approved it. And you as a political party, government, INEC is a government agency, ordinarily. But INEC wrote to us, seeking for approval to use our public schools. And we say approve. And then you as a political party, you want to use the public schools, that you carry your talks, hooligans to destroy our property, and then you go. Tomorrow you come back and say, oh, this government has not done anything, go to the schools, no infrastructure, no nothing. We won't allow that.
So there's no prerequisite, just apply. And we will consider.
And look, Nigerians don't like, why not apply? And see whether you will not be given the approval. And pay the money. Pay the money.
But the money is not refundable. Suppose they...
Until you free the campaign.
Yeah. But the fee is not refundable. What if they use the security fee and no damage was incurred? Shouldn't such political parties get a refund?
There's no way you will do campaign, you will clean up. There's no way. You know it. Water, people eat rice. See, a school environment, and then you go and tell the students, for children to go and clean it up. Wouldn't allow that. And I dare anybody. I've heard so many people say they will kill us. I dare the person to go to any public school without approval of government. I dare the person. It's not to go on radio to say I will not. You will. You will. You must.
All right, let's get back into the politics of things. Recently, there was a national award that was given by the president, and one of the recipients is your vice presidential candidate of your party. And there was a statement credited to the candidate, and he said that the national award given to the vice presidential candidate of the PDP is a vindication of his choice, you know, in picking him as the vice presidential candidate. I wonder how that came to you, anyway.
Well, I read it. It's also unfortunate, the kind of leadership you have, if a leader would put that statement. I read it, and it's so unfortunate. I was conferred with this honor 2014 as a commander of the Order of Niger. I was given this honor 2014, 8 years ago, as commander of the Order of the Niger. So what is the statement? What does that mean? For Christ's sake, We are happy that the judge that they gave us in 2014, they've considered him too. So what are that to say they have been vindicated? What's the comparison? The candidate should know that I was given this 2014.
So you are a senior CON?
Yes. if there's anything like that. And that, you are aware that the federal is going to confirm excellence award in infrastructure.
Yes.
Which is more important to me. Which means that people have seen what we are doing. Which means the government is happy with what we are doing for our people.
So if they were comparing CVs, as it were, with this latest award, maybe you even fit more to be the vice presidential candidate?
No. All I'm saying, the tweet is sent out was very bad.
Did you think it was personal?
It doesn't show a man who wants peace. And he was confronted. I said, well, you don't give them permission. It's always, this is my problem. Everything the president would deny it. He denied that he was not the one who told them to do, but it was a total handler. How would he do? Because anything about no, you're not aware. But the message has been sent out. So even if you go and put it there, we have read it. You see, these are the things that people are not sincere when they were dealing with you.
Your Excellency, sending
I was just going to quickly chip in the issue of award that Kayode brought in. They distinguished, that's the correct title, the correct award, Distinguished Award in Infrastructure Delivery. And it will be conferred on you on October 21. And coming from the quarters is coming from the federal government quarters. And considering the fact that you have always said that even your worst critics cannot play deaf or blind to the infrastructural revolution that has been going on in Rivers State. I'm wondering, how does this award, how does it make you?
Well,
how does it make you feel?
Initially, when I got the hit, when I got the letter, I called my leaders. Those of them that are around, I sent the letters to them. What are they thinking of? What are their thoughts? And all of them gave positive remarks. So look, even though nobody can deny the fact of what we have done in this state, but this goes to confirm that Mr. President has shown leadership. But look, we're not in the same party. But actually, has he performed? Yes. And that's what I talk about leadership now. It's not whether the president is in your party or not. That's because honest. So that's what Mr. President has now shown. And these are the things I tell you, what are the hallmarks of leadership. Right. And what he has done is to make some of us to think, you may say sometimes some of the things we are told may not be necessarily correct. May not be necessarily correct. So for me, I feel honored, and my people feel honored.
So will you rate President Buhari as a great leader in that way? Because you said this is leadership quality, yes.
No, the matter of fact, no. So you don't make mistake. Don't generalize. I say one of the qualities of leadership. One of the qualities of leadership. So I'm not here to assess him, to say whether he's a great leader or not. If I see that he has shown leadership in this regard, does not mean he has not failed in certain areas. which is the problem of the country.
Excellency, I wanted to just take you back a little. We're talking about the issues of, the back and forth, of course, between the presidential candidate, the party itself, and yourself in terms of some of this your stand. Can't any of you just pick a call, for instance, instead of sending emissaries, talking to, can't you just pick the phone?
What do you mean by picking the call? Did I not tell you? The phone when you implement. Had you not met with the 5 governors? Even his own governor was there. So when people say call, some people say one-on-one. The one I met one-on-one, what happened? So, look, you know, you must know this politics. Some people play along. They play time. Time is going. That's what they do. Oh, don't worry. Let's play with time. Let's continue to extend it. Let's continue to extend it. By December, January, nothing anybody can do again. Who are they teaching? We are not just ordinary governors. We are very formidable, very strong. So, you can see people who are arrogant, who believe they're already there, they don't care about us. There's nobody who wants to win an election who will see this scenario. Then that person is caused not to win an election.
So, it's a question of no retreat, no surrender.
Give the people their position, let them take their position.
So it's no retreat, no surrender.
So I should go and withdraw for what belongs to my people. This is what you're telling me. Is it the advice you want to give to me? Shouldn't be elders. You see, being an elder shouldn't be because of their age. Being an elder shouldn't be because you're an old one. No. Elders are those who are supposed to take their two eyes and look inward and say, listen, this is wrong. This is right. That's what elders are supposed to do. Some people are just elders because by their age they say they are elders. Sometimes I wonder, I ask them a question. You mean you sit down like this, you come and talk to me? What is being done? Is it right? They say no. Okay, go and tell them. They will go again. They go away. They cannot even say it, but they will only come and tell you what they are doing is wrong. Go and tell them. They will not.
It's all right. The weather is becoming inclement, but we know that this is Port Harcourt. It changes from minute to minute. I certainly have this finicky feeling that this thing will also stop maybe in a matter of minutes from now. Let's see whether the weather will be kind to us to drag this to an end. Otherwise,
you are taking our time. You said the weather. Well, you are taking the whole time.
So let's, Your Excellency, whether we like it or not, the truth of the matter is that the formidable team of people who have taken a stand with you, if this is a no-shift ground, it will be injurious, especially when you are talking about games. And games have half-time, they also have full-time. Getting towards full-time.
You are the one that said to be injurious. Those who are the corridor, they should know. If they don't believe to be injurious, why do you worry yourself?
Are you not both? I mean, are you not all thinking in the same direction of trying to win?
No. That's why we are saying the right thing should be done. Because
naturally, to the chances of the party. Is everybody thinking about this, especially when you are talking about games? And games have half time; they also have full time. So it's getting towards full time.
You are the one that said to be injurious. Those who are the corridor, they should know. If they don't believe to be injurious, why do you worry yourself?
Are you not both? I mean, are you not all thinking in the same direction of trying to win?
No. That's why we are saying the right thing should be done, because we want to win. If we don't want to win, we'll close our eyes. But because we want to win, it's okay, do the right thing so that this will be a foregone conclusion.
Well, all right. Because this may happen again, but I just pray that it doesn't happen.
Ask the question.
Yes. 2 days ago, sir, you played host to a delegation of PDP members from Cross River State.
Yes.
And we understand that you are heavily supporting the PDP in Cross River State.
This is not the first time. I have supported so many states. Go and ask the former governorship candidate, Jagede. I have supported the Cross River severally. So what is the last by-election? I supported a Cross River.
What about Edo State?
I have supported them very well. You know, now that you see, Cross River came to me after they also supported in the primary, and I thanked them. And said, look, all of you are in election, the party, you have no governor, I support you. People will always read me. Shouldn't they be happy? I'm not from that state. I'm supporting the party. Should I not have relaxed? What's my business? Licking me. A by-election that was held in where I asked Lee Limoke, who was the one who funded the election? Ask Lee Limoke.
Yes, gentlemen, we may have to probably end this session here because of the weather is being some fast one on us. Okay. We'd like to thank you so much, Your Excellency, for finding time to be here. Even though we are calling this off where we said some minutes ago. Hi, Ode, your parting shot?
Well, my parting shot is, I just want to ask you.
No question.
Well, it's a short one. You always, dance to this line. As they pain them, they sweet us. Yes. Are you happy with what's going on now? Wait, instead.
Have you ever seen me being angry one day?
Okay.
Since we are interested in carrying this to a logical way, let's take another break and see whether we can actually continue the interview. Yes. Maybe we'll take a quick break for like...
Connected to the world with Channels TV podcast and get all the trending stories.
I know the way. There are things you can't come and tax me. It's like somebody said, you are not somebody to be a governor. And then you are taking a hook, line, and sinker. We're human beings. Until we are that are see, the only person that cannot I will not be a minister, but I will not. I will do it. I'm not going to get politicians that are handling for food for you to get, like most of them are doing. I will not do it. I will not do it. To the glory of God, I thank him. I thank the Almighty Chairman from 1999. For 7 times, I became a chief of staff, I became a minister, now a governor. The question, can't you thank God that he has overdone for you? You are not the only one that he will show love. So I'm not that kind of person. So do this one. So for the people of the South, give them their position. If taking the presidential candidates, give the chairmanship to the South. That is what we agree. Agreement is a agreement. However, with these issues on pressure on you, either to come to their party or work for them by any means. Do you receive any kind of vibes from other political parties? Who will see me and my people that will not go and lobby us? Why are you saying? Who tell me who will see the first state governor and the other members of our team that will not lobby them? Well, I mean. Right? So people will come to us. Are people not going to our own candidates? Our candidate is also talking to other people in other parties now. That's politics. So you want me to deny nobody's coming to me? And so that I'm afraid of the presidential. I mean.
Your Excellency, so that we have some little time to also ask questions about governance issues generally in Rivers State. Maybe this should be the last question on politics. Your Excellency, so that we have some little time to also ask questions about governance issues generally in Rivers State. Maybe this should be the last question on politics. When is the PDP in Rivers State starting its campaign?
We campaign when?
Yes. And how ready?
What is called campaign? Now by we who are campaigning, how we can come back from our project. Another round of project commissioned by the cancer center, this one, that one. Another round of campaign. This is what we are talking about campaign. Because people will ask you questions. The cancer center, this road, this one, that one. When we go to Akoko, we are talking about campaign. The people will say, sir, you vote for your party because you told us you do the sir, you told us the people will say, sir, you vote for your party. You told us because you do the you told us you do the sir, you told us you do the you have done it. You put the sir, you told us you do the now. You go to mention the local governments. Mention them. That is campaign. Campaign is not to go to the podium and tell lies. Mention the local governments. Mention them. Electors will ask people who are coming. Campaign is not to go to the. You told us you would do this. How far? You told us you would do this. How far? Challenge. You told us you would do this. How far? You made a promise to us. You told us you would do this. How far? Every local government will have an impact.
Challenge PDP River State. You made a promise to us. Every local government will have an impact. Yes. Mention one local government out of the 22 local government that are not in part of this administration.
So as I speak to you today,
I challenge every local government. Let them go on newspaper. Let them go on national television.
I challenge that local
to say, as I speak to you today, we have no impact.
It is very easy for politicians to come out.
I challenge
on
that
national television to say he challenges any local government.
It is very easy for politicians to come out.
School or is it
on national television to say
you must get school. You must get if you have not
any local government.
Mention.
Is it school?
So
or is it,
this is what
you
you
must
call.
get school. You must get
In fact, okay, let me
if
tell
you have not gotten
I
road.
just got a text.
Mention.
There's one road.
So this is what you call.
Local government.
In fact, okay, let me tell you. I just got a text.
Road.
There's one road.
That road is the community
local government
of Senator Andrew Ibonule Uchendu.
That road is the community of Senator Andrew Ibonule
supporter of my predecessor.
He is
former House of Reps.
I don't know how to call it. All the printable supporter of my predecessor. Former
He
senator.
was in the government of my predecessor.
Former House of Reps.
8 years. His community had no road.
He was in the government of my
In the
predecessor.
local government. Today,
His community had no road.
even if the community is a rural area, go there now, still
No road.
with a road constructed by Julius Berger.
Today,
So I'm going there
even if
to
the community is a rural area,
and I'll be
go
dancing.
there now, still
Yeah,
live
I was there.
with a road constructed by Julius Berger.
They couldn't do it.
So I'm going there to commission the project. And I'll be dancing.
Who would they
Yes, I was there. He had the
My
opportunity.
predecessor,
He couldn't do
my
it.
predecessor,
I have done it.
he had his commissioner
Who would they believe?
lands.
Well, my predecessor,
When I was there,
he had
the
his
commissioner
commissioner
asked his governor,
lands.
please sir, help me
From
let me
Muhammad
the rules of my community. I'm a
When I
commissioner.
was there, the commissioner asked his governor, please sir, help me, let me do the tunnel roads of my community. I'm a
I have done
commissioner.
the tunnel roads.
He's running for House of Reps now.
I will go to the community of government.
I have gone to the community. Amarelu. I have done the tunnel roads.
So it's
I
also
will
to
go to the
score
community of
political
government.
points as well.
No,
Yes, someone was there.
First of all,
I promise you.
So it's also to score political points as well.
The tunnel roads.
When people are not happy,
I will go to the community of government. Your son was here. Are the people happy? Before you talk about political points. It's when the people are happy, you score political points. When the people are not happy, will you score political points? Do the thing for them, then you get the political advantage.
Not political points.
No. So do something for them. That can make you get a political point or political advantage. But if you don't do anything for the people, how do you get a political advantage or political point?
Right.
What makes you to have a political point? It is what you have done for the people.
Well, this rain, I think it was also meant to be a reminder of the fate of a lot of communities in Rivers State that are flooded currently. I mean, seeing the sights, the images, they're really sorry images of the people. I know you announced 1 billion naira for those people who have been affected by flood. I know you raised a task force. Perhaps there was a meeting yesterday, but what is the process really of ensuring that these monies are dispersed to the people, the right people, to ensure that at least there's some alleviation?
Let me tell you, I like supervision. It's unfortunate. It's a natural disaster. It happens every year to us. As I said, it's not different from what happened in those who are very close to River Niger and the rest of it. 2 local governments, 3. Ahuda East, Ahuda West, and Nobody were heavily devastated. Then, the day we released the fund, it happened to Ahuda East. So we now brought in Ahuda East. So there are 3 local governments. I set up this task force. Ordinarily, if the deputy governor was around, she would have headed the task force. But because she traveled, and so we have to sort of, we didn't want to say, oh, Ministry of Special Duties, who normally takes care of these emergencies, should have the same no. It will be a task force. And the money will be domiciled in government house. So I will know how they are spending the money. I don't want the situation where you say you send the money to special duty or this happened, that happened. I don't want that. I must know, yes, how did you spend this 1 billion? When is it going? I would approve. And you are spending. Yesterday, they brought paper for how much? For the emergency to move in there and there and there and there. They brought the number for 55 million. I approved 45 million. I said, this is not justified, it's not justified, it's not justified. So leave 45 million to them. Go for the logistics you want to do. When they go, they will assess and they will meet the community and talk with them. They are not going to dash communities money. They are going to say relief materials. What do they need? There are things, you see, the problem with government. Government sits on its own and sells relief materials. But you don't know what the people really need. What do they really want as their own need now? And they will tell you, when they tell you, sir, what you need is materials, foam, this. Then you apply from them directly. Then you go and purchase and send to them. Nobody is going to be paid 1 naira. Don't do that. But if you try that, it will cause a lot of crisis. So if you go to Oboman, the communities affected, what are their immediate needs? Then the community goes, they are working with the council chairman of these 3 local governments, because they are the ones that will know the communities that are fully affected. And from there also, as in terms of expending, in terms of making sure that these things get to the communities, we have handled it. I can assure you that there will be no kind of, when government said they will release social amount of people outside say, are you sure? Are you sure it's not part of the world of holding money? That's what, I'm sure too. That's what CMI pay after.
You can't read my mind, Your Excellency. That's not fair. Only God can read our minds.
No, but it's true. Because you see, sometimes some people in government, and that's why there's no more trust in government. But people have seen that when you say you are donating 1 billion naira, sometimes the way of carrying people, carrying government money, and you say, oh, that's not in the community. No,
but from preliminary reports we are getting, are you likely to be asking for federal government support as well, like other states?
But generally, I don't need to ask.
Considering the fact that we have the ecological
but they have NEMA.
Yeah.
They have NEMA. Ecological focus with erosion, not on flooding. NEMA is an agency that takes care of emergencies like all this flooding, right? So it is a responsibility of federal government. Mind you too, if they have to do with water, the state government has no control. Mind you, they have no control. And we find ourselves just like in Florida, where this place in America, every year you see these hurricanes. It is not their fault. There's nothing they can do about it. We're just to take steps in order to see that their citizens don't suffer. But our problem in our own country is that nobody, they'll say, oh, prepare. Prepare what? To move. What have you done for them to move? You've not done anything.
Well, in order to prevent this in future, speaking to some of the community members, they said that, when they were younger, the water level, as it used to be, has dropped because perhaps there's now more sand in the channels and maybe it needs dredging such that there can be more capacity for the water.
I agree with you. I asked, what is this problem that we cannot dredge River Benue and River Niger? Each time I overfly Benue, you cry. Look at the sand, which is another source of making money. Yeah. We wouldn't have had this problem to this extent if we dredge River Benue, River Niger continuously. But the politics, I do not know. I can't understand it. Today you hear the waters look at the dredge Calabar. Today, all kinds of politics. Who is interested for River Niger, for River Benue not to be dredged? That will cause so much hardship to our people. How can a government, from time, not this government alone, even the land refused to dredge River Niger. I heard sometime that they awarded a contract of dredging Calabar River. What happened? Where is the money? You see, you need leadership. You need people who can say, no, this can't happen. Where is this money? Why have we not dredged this? You need that leadership. You know, one thing you find out here that there are people who believe that if you get a strong leader, they won't get what they want. So they go all out. Make sure he does not emerge. He will not listen to us. Not whether he will do the right thing. The only problem you have, he won't listen to us. Listen to you for what? Why not listen to Nigerians? Why you? Why you? One of the things that have made me today to survive in this state is because whether you're my friend, whether you're anybody, I don't give a damn. Now, if I give you work, if you don't do the work, you know you're in for trouble. In fact, one of the politicians came to my house this morning, and I called him and said, listen, I'm going to pick you. I went there yesterday, the job was not completed. He said, oh, it's consultant. I said, look, I don't want to hear consultant. He took my money, he took our money. That is the way, you see, you don't do something that is for the interest of the people, I begin to play politics with it. We have suffered this fate of it's too hard. They won't listen to us. I am not going to listen to anybody. I'm going to listen to Nigerians.
You said you regret.
I'm going to do the work for Nigerians.
Yeah, let's start talking about projects because time is not really a friend now. Talking about projects. You've been commissioning bridges, roads, and all that. Is there anything you would have loved to do, but time is no longer your friend, just like it is now on the program? Is there anything you would have loved to do in terms of infrastructure, but that you may not be able to, do now that time is short? Would there be a project?
I can't hear you well.
I'm saying in terms of, projects and timelines, is there any project, for instance, that may not meet, the end of your tenure, lapsing? Is there any project within the state?
Yes, probably my thought would have been that I should have done the ring road that was taken from Okrika to Eleme, from Eleme, down, coming to Port Harcourt, down to the airport, to Choba. That I called to Rosberg. Up to now, they are doing the survey. And I said, listen, this is a project that if I had time, I would have done. It will be capital intensive. In fact, from the budget they gave, it can be less than because it's about 3 flyovers. It will take about 70 billion. So for me, if I'm in the office now, and what I was asked my predecessor, my successor, PDP governor coming May 29.
If it's the wish of the people.
No, people will win, so we are not talking about that. if there's one state anybody knows people will win, it's Rivers. You don't need to go and pray over it. It's certain God knows that we have kept our words and our people. So, if in my handover note, unluckily for me, I didn't get any handover note. But I will give a handover note. And in my handover note, I will recommend to him the gridlock in Port Harcourt will be finally solved if we are able to achieve this road. Even if you release 3 billion every month from your IGL to pay, you find that in 2 years' time, we have almost finished paying. It's a huge project, but it will change the entire state. So, General is still surveying. I pray that when they finish our design,
you leave the template.
If we can approve it and go, but we recommend to our successor, please help this state by doing no matter how huge it is, but to help the state.
That would be like a ring road by rail.
Yes, it's a ring road. When I say rail, I don't want to use the word rail. Yeah. There's no rail. I don't involve myself in rail. So talk about roads.
Yeah.
I use the word roads. I don't know. So if he does that,
you will see that this state is completely. Like now, there's nowhere that say you have no access to road. We are doing the transcriber road. In fact, we are going to contract because we are paid 100%. The Sabuwa to Kono Road, we are paid 100%. The road from Eche to Ibodo, the boundary between North and Imo State, which is about 21 kilometers, 27 kilometers, we are paid 70% of the money.
All right, Mr. Governor, share with us, with all of this infrastructure you're doing, one would expect that the debt burden on the state will be huge.
No.
Because there are some of the infrastructure are really expensive. Share with us the debt profile, if there is.
Unfortunately, there's no debt that I will incur for my successor coming. I tell you this, 2 banks we have collected money from. The one of Access Bank will expire November this year. We took loan from them and they collected 950 million every month. So it will expire November this year. Another loan we took from Zenith Bank, which will expire in March next year. So these are the 2 banks. Any other loan is had to do with Central Bank, which of course it takes a infrastructure loan. They say you should pay it. Most states run for it because it's you don't pay huge. Or loans that under the military that they have collected before we came, which they deduct from us through FAC.
So all projects have been paid for?
There's no project I have started that I will live here without paying for it.
All right.
Even the ones I'm awarding now, I pay 50%. So I don't do project when there's no money.
Your Excellency, we have just about 3-4 minutes to end this session. And let's end on the developmental note. Recently, you signed 3 laws. You signed the River State prohibition of the curtailment of women's right to share in family property, law number 2 of 2022. You also signed the River State compulsory treatment and care of victims of gunshot law number 3 of 2022. Then there's River State pension reform amendment law number 4. But the first one is of interest to so many people.
Yes, in fact.
Are you saying that this has been a problem in River State all these years? Women being denied?
Not just this. One thing I'm so happy today, that I'm leaving office as a happy man, is that I signed this law that prohibits or denies women of their rights simply because they are women. I've never seen a society that develops without women contributing. How can any man at this moment in time will tell me, I have a daughter, and my daughter has married, and therefore she has nothing in the father's house? What kind of society is that? 2, my daughter did not get married to anybody, and therefore she has no say in the father's house. How can such society develop? And for me, this is one achievement I've made, is that achievement of abrogating that custom. It's repugnant to natural justice. I mean, natural law, equity and justice. How can you, anybody, look at you have a daughter, you sent her to school, very intelligent girl. She has a master's, she has a PhD. And then you have even the boys who don't even do well. And then all they're interested is because the father has something. They begin to do whatever. And then the girl that will make you proud, because she's a girl, she's not entitled to anything. I will not accept that. Why did I send her to school? 2, even in political offices, it's very difficult, I can tell you. Forget about the men who come out on national television to preach. In this state, it has been a problem for me. To make a woman a councillor is a problem. Even a chairman of the local government is a problem. When we sat down, most of the politicians, all of them, not even 98% of them refuse. They said, no, sir, governor, go and do your own local government. So, that's okay. I have to appoint a woman to be chairman of my local government category committee. When we came for elective office, I saw that the sabotage. That's okay. Every local government must have a woman as deputy chairman. I said, yes, I did it. 2, every local government must have at least not less than 4 or 5 women councillors. They were murmuring. I said, sorry, too bad. I mean, I can't understand a society where, look, I can tell you the truth. When I was from the council, the ladies there were one of the best, I can tell you.
And I'm sure you can even speak to that because your wife also has proven to be...
Yes. Okay, now see, I have a wife. Doing very well. Intelligent woman, a judge of the High Court. And then you tell me she has no right in her family. What kind of situation is that?
Oh dear.
Who allows that? Yeah. So today I'm happy. If I'm going with anything, that's one that I have. So women now can go now and challenge any so-called custom that said they don't have a right over their father's property.
Well, Your Excellency, talking about going, you know,
we are going around to go actually because of time.
Just one. You are going to retire.
We don't have the time anymore. We don't have the time anymore. We have to wrap up.
I know it's always quite interesting speaking with you, but we have to wrap up right now. Perhaps we'll do this another time. So on behalf of my colleague from the NTA, from the TVC, from AIT, and of course here Channels Television, the news leader, I would like to thank you so much for your time. Perhaps we'll do this another time. So thank you very much. I wish you the very best. Also, that's